All right, my dear peeps, my fellow ladies, gents, and everybody else around and in between. It's been a glorious monkey time. We've had some wonderful monkey business. And for today, this is it from me. Thank you all for tuning in, for all the donations, for your time, just being here. We appreciate each and every one of you. And I will hand it over to the man, the myth, the legend, our Speed Docs voice extraordinaire, the one and only CCNeverender. Take it away and have a great day.
All right. Thank you for that wonderful handoff, FC. Thank you for your contributions as well. You have a wonderful evening, I believe it is for you. Maybe nighttime. Regardless. Thank you so much.
Something between. When the children are concerned, it's always a shiny day.
There we go.
All right. Tomorrow.
Hello, chat. How is everyone doing tonight? Up next, we have a few awesome runs. I think we talked about it, but this is one of the best days of scheduling we've ever had, by the way. And not only did we have, just a fantastic Breath of the Wild run, Donkey Kong Country 3, we got Hollow Knight, we got Ratchet and Clank, we got Donkey Kong Country 2, we got Crash Bandicoot, we got Spyro, we got Minish Cap, we got so many bangers today. This might be one of our best marathon days we've ever had. So I hope y'all have cleared your schedule. Hope y'all are ready to go, because we've got a gauntlet ahead of us. And speaking of that gauntlet, the next run coming up is going to be Hollow Knight by GaffeyTaffy. Friend of the show. Schedule is pretty dope, I agree. Is that CC? 'Tis I. You see the C with me, CCNeverender. Quill, how are you? Shuli, I see you out there. Hope everyone's doing all right today. Hope y'all have had a good time so far. I always love a Glan run. Commentary is always on point. But up next, we have Hollow Knight. Like I said, we do have something for Hollow Knight. We have a bid war, by the way. You can save or kill Mila. Now, obviously, I know some of y'all's stance on save or kill the animals, And I think this situation, save or kill Mila, clearly, y'all agree. There's $170 on Kill Mila and $190 on Save. It's a close one. It's a close one. Please consider getting your donations in if you would like to save or kill Mila, because it is not guaranteed, right? $20 is not very much of a lead. The kill crowd, I was gonna say crew, I don't know. I'm getting all my words mixed together. The kill crowd or kill crew could, in fact, steal it very easily. So if you want to save Mila, please get a few more extra donations in. Scrounge around in those couch cushions, get a few more pennies, and put together another donation for Save Mila. Or kill her. Whatever you want to do. Shake that GaffeyTaffy, indeed. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Okay, I think we're just about ready to get started here. New incentives are up. Ooh. Let me check. I see it. I see it. By the way, y'all, before we jump into the next run, I do want to talk about, we have a brand new incentive for you guys and gals out there. You've seen it before, but here it is, brand new. Choose the next Speed Docs video. Bid War. That's right, you heard us correctly. Here at Speed Docs, you know, we like covering speedrun games and their histories and speedrunning, as we can see from Jack 2 that we did recently, and our many other catalogs of videos that we've done. But once we finish with Final Fantasy IX, which is coming up next month, the field is open, right? We got a couple of things kind of in the background, a couple of, pots on the back burner, but you can pick which one we cover. First of all, Super Mario Galaxy. You heard me right, Super Mario Galaxy. One of the mainline Mario games has never had a video about its history. And we recently have been in talks with somebody, and it looks promising. Super Mario Galaxy, number 1. Number 2, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Another great game with no history about it. Sorry, no history video about it. It has a history, which is what we would cover. That one's been kind of on our back burner. I think we were looking at that about the same time that Wind Waker showed up, and Wind Waker just seemed like a bigger video, so we're like, let's go with that one. But it's been a year, right? It's been about a year since that video came out, so we can do another Zelda video. It's been enough time. Number 3 will be Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Now, clearly, we need to update that because it says Tony Hawk's Underground and not Underground 2. We've already covered Tony Hawk's Underground, but Underground 2, the sequel, is another Tony Hawk game that we would like to cover. If you would like to see that next, vote towards that. And last but not least, you'll see it tomorrow. Chameleon Twist. So that's right, you heard me right. Super Mario Galaxy, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and Chameleon Twist are on the docket. You can choose which one is the next video. After Final Fantasy IX, of course. That one is in the works and is coming out the next month. We're 100% doing it, right? The question is are we gonna choose which one it is? That's right. All of these games are on the docket. We will get to them eventually. Much like with the last time we did this bid war, I think Final Fantasy IX was the runner-up, and we didn't get to it immediately, but we are getting to it eventually. We do plan on getting to all of these. You know, just life happens, and sometimes things go one way or the other. But if you'd like to see the next video, we will prioritize that come hell or high water. One more time to reiterate, we have a bid war, which I believe will probably go for the remainder of the marathon, where you can choose the next Speed Docs video. After we finish Final Fantasy IX, which will be coming out next month, you can choose what video we cover between Super Mario Galaxy, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and Chameleon Twist. Fantastic. Glenn says TP video sounds extremely pog. I agree. But listen, if you want to see it, let's see if we can't get those donations in. Or if you can't donate, see if you can whip up a frenzy around your choice and have somebody else donate. But please, let's keep getting those donations rolling in. And by the way, we've been keeping y'all waiting a little long enough. GaffeyTaffy is getting antsy in the setup room. So give it just a moment. We'll get that going for you. Sit tight. Get your snack, bitch. And get ready for some Hollow Knight.
I am a daughter, I am a cousin, I am a sister, I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, I am a member of Junior League of Memphis. I am a community servant. I love to give back and I want to be able to plant seeds for the future. What drew me to Save the Children is the impact that they're making in the communities in the Mississippi Delta. The rural areas which are least talked about, there are people who need the support. And that's what we do in the Delta. When people blow their horn, you just wave. You may not know them. That's what we do in the Delta. What people don't always realize with Save the Children is that we help people in our backyards, in our rural communities. After George Floyd's death, Save the Children made a commitment to improve the Black communities, and that was the opportunity for the BLACKEAG, acronym for Brave Leaders Advancing Culture and Knowledge, to be a resource for Save the Children. What I value the most about the EAG is it provides us the opportunity to build relationships with other individuals within Save the Children and come up with great events such as Tony's Barbershop like we're doing today. It's just a great opportunity to be around fellow members of your community that have the same values and vision that you do.
All right, everybody. We are here with Gaffey to show off Hollow Knight.
This is certainly a lovable game. I'm excited to show it off for you guys. This is my first time marathoning all skills, which is kind of the introductory to completion. So before we get into that, though, I do want to give a little bit of insight to people that might not know the game, show you what our bid war is for. This is the lovable minor bug Mila. She sings a nice song. She tells you, obviously we can't read it, well maybe some of you, but that there's enough mines in here for all of us. Let's just, you know, work to get these diamonds, get these gems. So our bid war is to save or kill her. And it really comes down to an ethical question because as you'll see, the game gets a little dark and she becomes infected and she'll actually try to attack you. So it's up to you guys, and I know the bid is very close, so I'll leave it up to you guys. You have about an hour to decide her fate.
You heard him. 1 hour. Make it happen.
But all right, I am ready to go when you are, CC.
Oh, I'm always ready.
You want to count me down?
Alrighty. Let's get this show on the road in 3, 2, 1. Go.
All right, let's do this thing.
By the way, looking fresh.
Thank you, thank you. I gotta show up correct.
That's right.
So for anybody
Fury UK, sorry, got a raid here.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah. Appreciate the raid.
For the raid.
Enjoyed watching yesterday.
Yeah.
If you don't already know somehow, this is Hollow Knight. This is an indie Metroidvania made by Team Cherry. Came out, I mean, 5 years ago now, I think.
Something like that. 2017,
and
I believe.
it is up there with Celeste as one of the more popular indie games that have come out over the past few years. And in this, the beauty of a Metroidvania is there are some blockages, but for the most part, you are welcome to go wherever you want to go. So through this, we're going to be getting 3 spells, the 3 upgrades, 3 sword arts, or nail arts is what the knight calls it, our little buggy friend here. and our movement abilities. So to do that, we're going to try and go to some areas, kind of unintended, a little early. And we are running on 1221, which is most commonly the speedrunner patch. As the game went on, there is a lot of difference between 1221 and the latest patch, which has been a weird transition because I started off the game and have only ever showcased current patch and doing any percent. So I'm a little nervous going into this. For the beginning, it's all the same. We're gonna go through the Forgotten City and try and get our first abilities. You may notice that we are playing the game in simplified Chinese. And as you'll see coming up, there are a lot of text dialogue boxes. And not only is there less language on the screen, but the boxes actually load up and close significantly faster. So it saves about 2 to 3 minutes throughout the run, which is definitely significant enough. Plus, we don't actually need to really talk to the NPCs again. Although we do love them. But for now, all we have is our basic move and slash. So there's not too much we can do to really speed things up, except for take good lines, try and make good cycles. Just like that. Oh, I love it. That room can be quite a pain.
Lean.
We were on our way to our first boss of the game. He's called the False Knight, and there's a little secret that the devs put in here that a lot of people might have missed their first time playing through this game. I'd love to see it. Yeah, let's get some Mila Ayayas if you have it for my channel, appreciate it. She is best girl after all. I'm putting a lot on the line, by the way. It is a wee bit taboo to kill Mila.
Don't forget, you can influence that decision if you want to donate to that bid war.
But here he is. We're just going to beat him up a little bit. Taking damage doesn't matter too much. After a few hits, he'll stagger. We hit his face a little bit, and he'll go into essentially another wave. Now, he doesn't actually give us much, so what the devs put in here so that you could come back later, you can just kind of break this wall and go through. So that's the last we'll see of him. We do get to spare the False Knight. Something kind of nice about this game, when you're learning the multiple categories, the first about 10 minutes generally are about the same.
Like across all categories?
For the most part, unless you're doing some crazy, like a low percent, but...
Yeah.
Here we're getting our primary source of damage throughout the run, the Fireball, or the game calls it Vengeful Spirit. You may notice in the top left we have a white little orb next to 5 masks. It is pretty easily inferred that the masks are our health damage, which we can take 5 hits, and then the white orb is our soul. Each fireball costs 3 soul, and our container holds up to 9. So by striking things with our nail 9 times, we can fill the thing up, or 3 times per fireball. Right now, we just need to get through here. This is just a little test that she made for us to use our fireball. And luckily, one of our few RNG checks is early on. So this Balder, we shoot him twice, and wow. I wouldn't expect it, but Marathon Bless, it can take like up to 10 times for him to shoot the mini Balder because you need 4 fireballs to kill that Balder.
I see.
So the fact that he shot a little enemy at us, because he will just kind of shell up so you can't strike him, it's extremely lucky. Just yesterday, I was practicing and I was losing my mind because the Balder was just fireball, fireball, fireball. I was just sitting there waiting. It was probably 20 seconds.
By the way, we just got a $20 donation from Leave It to Lexi.
Lexi!
Always love to support a great cause, and they donated to Save Mila. So Save Mila is in the lead by $40. Keeping a good lead in there.
Good, best girl.
If anybody's in the kill camp and they want to kill Mila, it's only $40 to, you know, to get there. If you want to make it happen. Otherwise, Save is pretty decently in the lead.
Love to see that. I'm very surprised to see so many people put their poll towards that.
Well, you know, everyone likes to, you know, rattle up the crowd.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Green Path, there are 3 different instances of performing fireball skips. So something kind of interesting, when you do cast your fireball in the air, you kind of pause and it pushes you back just enough that you're able to potentially just land on that platform, even though a normal jump wouldn't have done it. Glad I made it, otherwise I would have looked very silly. Alright, and pretty much everything in the early game is just getting enough soul collection and trying to take the best lines possible. We are not too concerned. If you look underneath our health, there is a little, like, shell. That is our geo, it's our currency throughout the game, and there are a few instances where we need to reach certain amounts. But right now, we are not too concerned with the minor money. We just want to get major sources. Oh no. I'm still petting the dog from last SStat marathon.
Yeah, you really scammed the people last time.
I'm still working off my debt every stream. Now, something unique about this run versus the any %. Normally, you go up, one of the main NPCs is just kind of hanging up there in a, like a giant fly's web in his mouth, and if you save him, you get a decent amount of money. But because we want to prioritize our soul usage and stuff, we actually leave him because it's slightly more money to come down here and kill these guys. So, sorry, Zote. You don't get to make it this time. But as most of you know, the future character of the sequel, Silksong, which is definitely coming out eventually, I promise, Copium. This is the first fight, and we want to stagger her as quick as possible, catch out with these jumps. And by finishing this, we will get the Mothwing Cloak, which is our dash ability. And it makes the run a lot more fun. And that went pretty smooth. Now in this run, it'll happen quite a bit. As you may have noticed, the benches throughout this game kind of act like a Dark Souls bonfire. So many times we're going to intentionally take one and then save and quit to take us back to a more central location or somewhere that's more direct to where we need to go. Luckily, this one is right where we got our Vengeful Spirit. It saves a lot of time from having to backtrack back to where we were.
By the way, got another donation.
Oh, let me hear it.
Bonkinar.
Bonkinar.
Donated 1430. I think that was
143.
Yeah, 1430. Good cause, good runner, good Mila.
Thank you, Bonky. So something that I try to maximize in this run, and I'm certainly not the best runner of all time, but you may notice that I'm opening up the inventory while falling. It's interesting because this game, when you open up your inventory in the air and they patch it out, but it has an uncapped fall speed. So as you fall, you're just progressively getting faster. And so any high fall, you try and do that as much as possible.
Mind if I say something super quick?
Oh, for sure.
By the way, just noticed, but the last couple of donations that have come in, you can pick a target and a pole, by the way. In case you were unaware, anyone who donates, you can do both. So the target is like, oh, we have to raise $500 for this bonus run or something. And then you can do a bid war on top of that. So you can donate the same amount of money to both of them. You don't have to do just one or the other. So we will put, that's okay, we will put the last couple donations towards something. If you just want to say something in chat, we will take care of that. I believe that Bonkina was Bonkinar. And then Leave It to Lexi is also in chat if they want to say something. We can put that, we can make it happen. So. Also, Queen Lolly did not put towards a target either. So if Lolly is in chat, she can say something as well. Otherwise, we'll just put it towards whatever the next incentive is. I will find out for you. Hang on. We only have we have 2 targets at the moment. So we can put it towards Donkey Kong Country 2 Blue Diddy Kong on the K. Rool fight. Or you can put it towards Chameleon Twist upgrade to an all levels race.
And
oh, you put them both on the DKC2 thing. Okay, cool. So they both went to the DKC2 because that's coming up in the next couple hours, whereas Chameleon Twist comes up tomorrow.
Definitely. I've seen Chameleon Twist a few times, so obviously we want to see DKC, but I love me some Chameleon Twist, so be sure to get that in.
Absolutely. All right, we'll go ahead and get that handled. But yes, so for future reference, not a big deal, we'll get it taken care of. But for future reference, you can donate towards both the big incentives and for Bid Wars 2. So, yes, Chameleon Twist is the 64 game.
Now, so in that last section, a little bit of a hiccup with trying to pogo off of the enemies there, get a little higher, but ultimately we did get the explosion pogo, which is a very cool thing. In 1.2.2.1, you can actually just kind of use your nail to pogo off of the explosion itself, which they end up patching out. So it's still possible to do in later patches, but it's a bit harder. But that let us get the wall cling, or the mantis claw, which is going to prove to be very valuable throughout this game. If you played it, you definitely know what I'm talking about. And before I could even say who it was, we've taken out our next boss. This is the Gruz Mother. Sorry about that. She just kind of hangs out and martyrdoms us with babies.
Juggernaut and martyrdom.
She gives us 50 geo, so worth it.
There we go. We'll take that.
And here we have the only charm in the game, which is something that it lets you kind of customize the way you play. But because it's just very good and we don't have time to go for nail upgrades, we're going to buy only that. It's going to make our fireballs do more damage and also be a little bit bigger. So when you die, kind of like a Dark Souls, it puts all your money behind, and you also have a third less soul until you go back to where you died to retrieve your shade, which is the darkness inside of you or something. But he's physically hittable, so we're actually going to use him to get up to this area that you're not intended to get until much later in the game. And this is going to enable us to get over to the right side of the City of Tears much earlier. And it's a pretty lake we get to go across. Now, of course, there is a lot of little things that you can do in this run to try and go a little bit faster. 1221 is known especially for its wall cling storage, which I haven't quite got down well just yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, this version has the one skip, which I think is probably one of the more important ones, which is the you can hit the switch through the wall.
Yes, and that is coming up very shortly. And the biggest geo check or money check, we need to get 800 to get our first nail art, which you get significantly earlier in the run compared to the current patch version. That's because they made it so you could actually just hit levers through walls, which, I mean, is beautiful. It saves easily 15 minutes throughout the run. Plus, it's just kind of fun. You don't have to deal with the not so nice room in Soul Sanctum, aka Hell Room. This is just RNG on enemy spawns and stuff, which is, everybody loves RNG in a speedrun. But once again, we beat up the Gorgeous Husk. We're gonna quit to main menu so we can go back to the last bench that we went to. Now this area that we're going to, I cannot stand it. The enemies are very tanky. We need to get about, I mean, as you see, 62 more geo. And aspids, if you played the game, they exist. They have probably the worst rubber banding by design, and they just aimbot you. So that, and we want to take out a few hoppers along the way. It can be very painful. And since we only have 5 HP compared to what you would normally have later on. But that was it. All right, easy enough. Now we're going on to meet the Nail Master and get our first nail art of the game. I believe, so the Speed Dogs video that came out for Hollow Knight, very good by the way, was covering the true ending run, which I believe was also on 1221.
Mm-hmm. That's how I know so much about it.
Makes sense.
This
Now,
is like a
always be
charge
polite.
thing, right?
Yes. Always bow to your nail masters. But now we have the dash slash. When you charge it up and then let go of your nail art after a dash, you put out like a long beam, which is going to enable us to get to some areas a little bit faster with combination of being able to hit levers. So we're making our way up to get our first upgrade, which conveniently is one of the best spells in the game. We're going to get the upgraded Fireball. And I love this personally, using the background to elevate yourself to get to an area that would normally require some sort of double jump that we will get later on in the game. But here's that lever skip in action. You actually go to an area before it can even load it, so you have to kind of get used to the darkness. Which, it's just a very specific set of jumps that it takes a little bit of learning to get used to, for sure.
You're in the dark, yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's that nail art. I gotta count it out because I don't remember. Just like, oh, visual cue. It's just a long hallway. Oh, frame drop. That was weird. But in this area, once again, typically to get the Shade Soul, you'd have to first go through Crystal Peaks, then go spend 800 Geo to go get the Elegant Key from the shop master, or we can just hit that lever. So Downpatch definitely has some privileges. This will make our fireball much edgier. It listens to emo music and also goes through walls and stuff off screen, hits for more damage, and is, again, bigger. So overall, just a lot better.
That one definitely shops at Hot Topic.
It does. It knows what the back room of Spencer's looks like. Oop. You got one last little hit on me. But yeah, this is Soul Sanctum. When a lot of people are playing this game, this tends to be the first major area of frustration, because you're required to go through it to progress. But, ugh, these things just spawn everywhere. You don't have a lot of health. It can be a little brutal. Luckily, again, we get to skip the hardest part of this and just hit another lever. Thanks, game. Now this is Soul Tyrant. He's a giant meatball, and there are ways to make it slightly more consistent. I'm not the best at it, but hopefully we just get double hits with the fireball, like he hits, and then he teleports, and then the same fireball hits him again to get the most out of our resources. And yep, just like that, we finished phase 1. Always what killed me, and also I've never seen those fireballs stuck on the screen. That's interesting. What's so fascinating to me is I remember dying to this guy in my casual playthrough several times. So to actually learn the run, I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. Oh. Alright, I need to not do that.
Yeah, one of the big things is you're using the Sorcerer's Stone or something? Like it's like a...
Yeah, the Shaman Stone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Night Potter, the Sorcerer's Stone. I can get behind that. I'm
always like halfway there. You know?
I might call it Sorcerer's Stone from now on, to be honest.
Yeah, that one vastly increases your damage with all of your abilities, and it makes it so that your main combat is spells instead of strikes, right? So whenever I played this game, I never finished it. I got decently far into it, and then I was like, this is too tough. Yeah. Although to be fair, I think I accidentally stumbled across Fluke Marm.
Oh like yeah, that's in the like longer completion categories, it's the go-to like secondary charm.
I think I found that boss on accident, and I thought it was a required boss, and then only later found out that it's an optional boss.
Oh no!
And so I just died on that fight like so many times. I just got fed up with it. Then everyone's like, "You can just go around." I'm like, "You can go around."
Also, fun fact: if you just do a down dive onto him, you just kill him. Like you get kind of stuck on his geometry, and it just infinitely does damage.
Interesting.
Yeah, when I first was playing this game, I never used spells, so to get used to the any % run, it's all the fireball, which with Shaman Stone does, I think, 26 damage, where each nail hit does 4. So it takes a lot longer to kill everything.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is the scariest bench in the game because we intentionally need to bench here for time purposes, like several minutes. But this means for the next probably 10 minutes, I have to go through dark rooms, through crystal peaks, through a lot of the game. And if I die, we come all the way back here. And that is a long way to go. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. Maybe play a little safer for Marathon's purposes. That means every amount of damage I take here matters.
You know, Gaffey, it kind of sounds to me like you're bitching out.
All right, if you say so, CC.
Don't mind me. You do your thing.
I don't want to be the guy that goes overestimate. I hear what they do to runners.
I wouldn't overestimate, so, you know.
Well, it was nice knowing you, old yeller.
Yeah, luckily it was the last run of the night, but yeah, my Ocarina of Time run just really went poorly. I missed the wrong warp, and then
Ooh.
oh, the whole thing just kind of fell apart. So
I've seen, I mean, Ocarina of Time is a wild run.
Indeed. What sucks is that I practice it so much, and when it came down to it, it just crumbled. But oh well.
So, I don't know if there's any pace pals out there, but we are minus 47 to my PB, so that's kind of huge.
Yo.
Which I just got yesterday. And here's Mila again. As you can see, the infection's starting to get to her a little bit. She's hitting me with the, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Uh-oh.
So we'll see her later, maybe.
Now I know there's the incentive to save her. Does she actually get, like, saved, like she's returned to normal, or we just don't kill her and then we clear the infection?
We contain the infection, so we don't kill her. More or less, we are holding her hostage with an incentive. I guess that should be the more direct. Oh, now this is Crystal Peak. The cycles in here are very tight, and if you can get through it, it's so fun. But when you mess it up, oh, it feels so terrible. Because there's lasers everywhere, you have to wait on everything. Ugh. But I'm kind of what they call a gamer, so we're gonna be all right.
Yeah, this section was pretty tough playing it casually. I can only imagine trying to speedrun it and have to dodge all these things.
That's why pretty much any of these laser rooms, it conveniently works out that if you go fast, they're godly, and if you get hit by one thing or you're slow, then they're dog. All right, and here's how it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, jump, dash, do little hoppies. Use that. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. My dash slash was supposed to come out there, so that way I would extend my timer in the air, but it didn't work out. Slight late release on my part. Intentionally face tank that laser, so that way we can go through all this godly. Otherwise, you really do have to wait for every single one, and it's a nightmare. Plus, you just feel shame because, like, yeah, I missed God Cycle. That was rough.
How many times have you died unintentionally so far? Was it the first
in
one?
this game? Oh,
Yeah.
got an hit?
I mean, sorry, let me rephrase this run in particular.
Only once.
Just that one time?
Mm-hmm.
If anyone else is confident, if any Gaffey stands out there are confident in his abilities, maybe donate $1 for every death. A pledge.
Hopefully there's no other deaths. Hits
well,
are okay.
Hopefully,
Hits are okay.
but maybe we get some money out of this for charity.
Ooh,
so.
all right. Hey, if you need some time filler, I can die right now. We'll go back 5 minutes. It'll be good.
Throwing for content.
Throwing for content. I'm all about it.
Wouldn't be the first time he stole people's money.
In
the name of charity.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I should have. this is dark room. I gotta focus a little bit because I'm bad at this. Yep. Good. So you can't see anything. If you take any hits, you go back to the beginning of the room. And, oh shit. Or I guess if you fall off, I should specify. But I kind of developed a safe pattern for myself. I don't think it's the fastest way, but it's safe. I like that. Well, that's our first of 2 dark rooms.
All right. Well, that was a second unintentional death, by the way.
Oh,
so
hit. Oh, I guess, yeah. Falling off things. You guys did that crowd control recently. I saw someone was doing a Hollow Knight crowd control. They were in this area, and everybody was just murdering them left and right.
I imagine.
It was so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to intentionally hit that 7 times so we can get an early control, which looks very goofy. But typically the game likes to tell you about the abilities you get. By sliding on the floor here, taking damage, it'll make it so, hey, we don't want to hear about this, because normally you're just stationary while this, like, description is on screen. And that's weird.
Nice.
All right, phew. That's hard part number 1 I was worried about. We're good. But yeah, here's an example where text boxes in that simplified Chinese make a huge difference, because typically you'd wait for like each box here, they load up so slow and you have to wait for the English to go across the screen before you can skip it. But here you just mash every single button and they go away.
Nice.
Now, if you haven't played Hollow Knight, the whole goal of the game is to earn the respect and unlock the 3 dreamers that are holding down the Hollow Knight to contain the infection. But somehow the infection's getting out anyway, so we're here to kind of stop it. Go in there and just boop the infection on the nose. So in order to do that, we have to gather the Dream Nail. The Dream Nail lets us inception them, I guess. We just go in there, beat them up. Now you may have remembered a long time ago I said we had that bench. Well, luckily, we haven't used a bench since then, so saving and quitting after getting the Dream Nail is going to put us right back to our first Dreamer. We will once again go through this little dark area. I know where I'm at. Okay, there we go. Now I know where I'm at. If you were here for the last Speed Docs event, I did Hollow Knight any %. And the major stressor of the run is the Watcher Knights. If you played the game, you probably know about the Watcher Knights. I spent many hours trying to get good at the any %, so doing all skills is a breath of fresh air because it is comparatively free, and I love it. It's also going to demonstrate just how strong our new ability, D-Dark, is. Descending Dark. Difficult. So you get iframes at the end of it, and it does massive amount of damage.
Which one is the strongest spell?
It's a toss-up. Technically, just like 1-for-1, it's going to be the up special. Mm-hmm. But if they're directly in the center of your down dark, that will do practically more. and you get iframes. But if you can get like a double or triple hit with your fireball, that's also equivalent. So with the Watchers, you kind of got to improvise whatever pattern they decide to do. And also, we don't get up special towards the end of the run. But if you're someone struggling with Pantheon 5, up special or up spell, it's going to be your best friend. And here's our Dreamer, going into their dream. And they just kind of hang out. So, hardest boss of the game, we pinata them, suck their juice, and get our first key. Once we get all three, we are able to go fight the Hollow Knight. But now's a wonderful time if you have anything to promote or anything, CC.
Sure. I can remind everybody about what our incentives are at the moment. Let's see here. Coming up, not the next run, but the run afterwards is Donkey Kong Country 2. We have an incentive for Blue Diddy Kong on the K Rool fight, so you can see that. I think it's like a glitch that lets them keep the color palette for the final fight. So if you want to see that, donate towards that. We still have quite a bit to go. It's $140. We're only at 20, so we need some donations to make that happen. And I'll remind everybody, we currently have a Kill or Save Mila bid war. Save Mila is in the lead with 224.30, and Kill Mila is at 170, which is, what is that, about $54 behind? So if anyone wants to, gather up some cash, we might kill Mila. So it's up to you, though. Don't wait. This run's only got 20 minutes left, or 30-ish minutes left. So, I mean,
all right.
So time's running up.
This is my least favorite part of this run. Okay, first part was easy. So you have to do a very precise pogo into a dash there to get through these spikes, which you're supposed to go through the whole sewer way and use your C dash through there, but who's got time for that? And then you immediately follow that up with 2 acid skips by using your C dash very precisely against the wall. And this is the part I'm worried about. You have to very precisely land on this wall, get a near perfect jump, and holy shit, okay, we actually did it. Wonderful, love that. Oh, sorry, language children. By hitting this Wurmp, he's again going to damage us, so we get early control, much like we did earlier with D-Dark. Alright, never mind, this run is free now. I always worry about this skip, and that's about it. To say I practice this a bit would be an understatement. Anybody that's seen my runs, man, they know I've lost many a few there.
Well, I'm glad we got through the hard part.
Oh. Oh, okay, well, there's an actual death. It's a minor one, but it still doesn't feel good.
Yikes.
I tried to C-dash through there. I should have healed, but speed, man.
Ooh,
so that's completely RNG related. I don't have to do the Yzma skip again, thank goodness. But yeah, so sometimes you can just C-dash through that whole room, and then other times, if the bugs are in the way, you just take a hit, and that feels very bad. Like that. That would be an example of good RNG.
Hammerhead Labs the raid of 37. Goodness gracious.
Oh, the boys.
Woo!
47.52. Congrats, everybody. They had just done a team-based 1545, which is a collection of like Mario, Crash, Spyro, a lot of the big,
gosh.
yeah, all completion So 47 hours, 52 minutes. It's a relay race, thank goodness.
Gracious. Yeah, thank goodness.
Somebody soloed it.
Good job, y'all. It's a 2-day affair.
And welcome in, everybody. Happy to see you all.
Yes, yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the big raid. We are currently raising money for Save the Children Foundation. If you would like to donate, there's !donate. We have a bid war going on for this game, which is kill or save Mila. Mila's a little bug that very nice, very cute. And you can kill her or save her. Save is in the lead by about $54. So if anybody would like to change that or, you know, keep the save in the lead, you can do that. I'd also like to point out that we currently have a bid war to choose the next Speed Docs video, right? And on the docket. So currently, the next project we're working on is Final Fantasy IX, that's coming out next month. But then on the docket, we're open after that. So Super Mario Galaxy is on the docket. Twilight Princess, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Tony Hawk's Underground 2 or Chameleon Twist is also available. So if you would like to donate, that bid war is going on for the rest of the event, which is today and tomorrow. If you'd like to see it, you can donate towards it and we'll do it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Good fight?
Very good fight.
Nice.
I'd actually just finally watched, like, how to do this fight right before this run, so to have it go into practice, yes, love to see it.
Nice.
Also, very low-key, it doesn't even really save any time, but cosmetic skip, I finally did the trans dash there for the first time, so a little hype to anybody that also plays this game. I never normally go for it. But while in a marathon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that right there got us our double jump ability, the Monarch Wings. So now we can pretty much get to anywhere in the game. And we're just going to start doing cleanup and try and get everything because, hey, it's all skills.
That's right. Did we ever go over, like, all the skills?
A little bit. So we have 2 of each actual spell, which is the Fireball, the Downward Dive, which both of those we're already at our level 2 for, and then the last one is our Abyss Shriek, which is a big scream into the air, which is pretty much towards the end of the run, so it doesn't come into play much. We also have the Dash, the Double Jump, and the Crystal Dash, which you've seen me do quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, we have 3 Nail Arts. I went to the wrong area. Whoopsie.
Ruh-roh.
All this back and forth, it's easy to get a little confused. But now we are on our way to hit Hornet 2, which can kind of mess some people up because it's very similar to the first fight, but she's a lot faster. So especially to have only done it 30 minutes ago, feels a little weird on the brain sometimes.
By the way, someone mentioned the bid war. If you click that link I just posted, that'll take you to our Tiltify page, which is where all of our donations are tracked. And on the top, targets is the incentives, like the big money cumulative donations, and then polls is the bid wars. So if you want to check out where we are, we don't have any donations toward that. We actually just put that bid war for the Speed Docs thing at the very start of the run. So all the things have gone towards Mila, but if you'd like to donate towards any of those, please consider doing so.
So theoretically here, what I kind of want to be looking for is to dodge her doing her counter, which she'll just kind of duck down with her needle. Like that. And if you hit it, she'll swing onto you. I want to try and push her away with fireballs And also, if she's standing stationary, try and hit her with the down dark. Like right there, got a nice double hit. That is tremendous damage. And we are going to take a few hits during this. Sometimes they can be very rude with their counters. All right, and 1 HP in a dream. We made it.
Woo! Living.
Luckily, and for Marathon's safety, I did get a bench very close by if we did die there, but we're gamers. We didn't need it. All right. So that is essentially something that allows us to get to an endpoint or end game area. And for now, we're just gonna kind of go and do cleanup, go get our remaining nail art, stuff like that, finish up the last couple dreamers. Luckily, because, well, we've been waiting on Silksong for a bit too long now, people have found out pretty good routing for almost the entirety of this game. It's difficult for sure. But I know, like, my first playthrough to even get to how I'm doing now easily took me 40 hours or something. I know, right? Who put clock in charge? Ooh. Now this may look familiar. We're actually climbing back up to where we started the game. But now, since we have our mantis claw and everything, we can do a lot more in this area. I never found this route casually. But they put a secret wall directly where you drop in, like the first second. And if you just go to the left of it, you can climb up and get into another area. But here we have our Beyblade nail art. Doesn't see too much love, but it is kind of cool. That puts us at 2 out of 3. And now we will go to one of my least favorite bosses in this game. Ooh Moo. Almost accidentally said ooh woo. But we know oh whoa. Fingers crossed I can just inventory drop here without hitting things. Alright, only one, not bad. Now, this game is supposed to be entirely bugs, and we're not underwater, but somehow these are definitely jellyfish. Are jellyfish considered bugs? I always kind of wondered that.
I don't think by the technical descriptions or qualifications they count as bugs, but they are kind of just ocean machinery, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? They just kind of exist, much like bugs do. Kind of just nature's little robots. Just respond to stimuli. No real instinct or brain to speak of.
Now, I never would have thought the big jellyfish would have been the cause of most of my pain in this game. It's just, it's a lot of RNG checks. So, especially in any percent, it is a very tight boss fight. Because you want to try and ultimately two-cycle it. Otherwise, it's just time loss. And you can do extra attack patterns for no real reason. Ooh, and last hit there. That was tight.
Nice. Jellyfish are a type of spread. Mmm. Well, I hope you enjoy that VIP badge because
Hey.
gotta be careful now.
Here we have Dreamer number 2. They made this cool animation in case you forgot. You need 3 of them. From this point on, we're actually going back to Green Path, where we were much earlier in the game when we fought Hornet the first time. This is going to have our last nail art and our first of the shrieks. After we get that, we will go get our last couple upgrades and be done with the game.
By the way, this is not true ending, right? So you don't have to fight the...
No, no Radiant, sadly.
Okay.
Maybe next marathon.
It's all good. It's all good. I was just curious.
Actually, maybe it's just Stockholm Syndrome, but I've actually grown to really enjoy like the Radiance fight, especially after doing Pantheon 5, where it has like a beefed up version of it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Very conveniently, kind of maybe as you saw as I entered this room, a lot of the C dashes just work out, so enemies, theoretically, you get to go right past them as you enter. Some rooms, they intentionally made it so you'll hit things that just explode in your face, and that's not very fun, but the ones that they work, it's really nice. And here's our last Nailmaster, Sheo. He will give us the Great Slash and make us a nice painting.
I was about to say, it looks like Nailmaster picked up painting.
It's too bad that we don't actually upgrade our nail, because he does find love in the beetle that upgrades our nail in the game. So love does not win today. But typically, he will paint him like one of his French beetles if you do upgrade the nail all the way. Just a fun little fact.
If nothing else, we do have the consolation that currently we are saving Milo.
Oh, thank goodness.
So, you know, love does win at least here.
I knew you guys weren't evil.
I don't know how much longer you have for that one, but
I would estimate about 10 minutes or so.
okay. You heard him. That's 10 more minutes if you want to change fate. Get those donations in.
Oh. We don't see them too often, but throughout the game a little bit, there are a couple arenas, and naturally some people have found ways to make those go very quickly. And here's where the game gets a little scary again. We go through the Queen's Garden area to get into Deep Nest, where we'll have another dark area and get towards the end of the game. It's important right now that I stay full soul for our next coming up arena, since you don't really want to get caught in there. The floor is lava, also the bugs are vicious. Overall, not a good time. Or you just shoot 2 fireballs, like that. Very easy. Now thanks to the game's... Oh, I missed it. Okay. Thanks to the game's respawns, by falling underneath there... Wow, I'm failing this. Alright, this is fun. There we go. 4 times the charm. You can respawn to that lever instead of going around this big convoluted area. I mean, I definitely threw it just so you guys could see what how it doesn't always work. It's called relativity. Oh my. Is this a... I'm going to heal up a bit, because if I do wind up messing up the dark room a bit, it's not very fun. And you guys get to see, if you... For some reason, these enemies, they shoot these spikes, but they forgot to give them active hitboxes in this patch. So it does get patched out later, but you can just kind of stand next to them for as long as you want, and those needles don't hurt you. All right, I didn't even take a hit. Let's go. eerily quiet. If you don't like spiders, this is not the area for you.
Very, very quiet.
But thank goodness, that's enough of that.
Ooh.
I'm surprised that went as well as it did. I mean,
Well, you are a gamer.
Never in doubt, never in doubt.
That's right.
Also, a little secret, if you do have wings, instead of going onto that trap bench like you do in the any %, you can just kind of ignore it. Just go straight up through the ceiling. And get Hera, our last dreamer of the game. Yeah, I definitely made the mistake my first time playing through this game. I went to Deep Nest first, and almost every single run of this game has you go to Deep Nest last. So not only was I inefficient, but I was always underpowered. But hey, that's the beauty of a Metroidvania, right? Live and learn.
Right.
Now, always kind of important, I'm actually glad I remembered to. You need 250 geo for the stag station, then we no longer care about geo checks. So, I'm glad I did there, because I've definitely gone to the station a few times and realized, oh crap, I have to go all the way back into here because I forgot to grab just a few.
Are there no enemies you can get a few off of, or?
Not out here, so it's just through here, but it's all this platforming section.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
Ooh. I am in fact on pace.
Yo?
Yep.
Pace pals?
People
How long have
arrive
you
where
been
my pace
running,
pals.
How long have you been running this category?
I picked it up maybe 4 or 5 months ago, but I haven't run it that seriously. And honestly, submitting to Speed Docs was my like, oh hey, I'm going to actually take this category seriously because I want to get good at it. I think it's sick.
Nice.
But it's just kind of hard.
Yeah, we had a line in the Jack 2 video. There's nothing like a marathon to make you really want to be good at your game. You know what I mean? Like, when you actually have to show it off to people, you're like, oh, I should probably, like, actually get good at this.
My goal is sub-hour, and just yesterday I actually PB'd to get a 104, so we're getting there. Oh,
right.
Why did I do that? Now, it's a shame we don't get it earlier in the run. Right now, we're on our way to get the Shade Cloak, which makes it anytime you dash, you actually get just a little bit of invulnerability. I wish we had it earlier, because it'd make life so much easier, but unfortunately, it's not like that. And to skip out on a cutscene, the game does force a save there, so as soon as you enter that puddle, you're able to just quit to menu once again, and it'll spit you out, skipping about a minute worth of cutscene.
Yeah, the 104, was that RTA or IGT?
IGT. I've got
Okay.
good loads though, so it's pretty much RTA. It's like 110.
Gotcha. You said you were on pace, and then you're like, I got a 104, and I'm like, it's 106 right now.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah. For RTA
Okay.
at least.
I guess
That's
it is a 58 loadless
okay.
right now. We are on the final steps, though. I promise I'm not going over.
No, it's all good.
No worries.
Now, one quick we get our final upgrade, the Abyss Shriek. Now, in theory, the final boss, you're much more powerful than you are in any percent, and I should get a free PB here, but I am notorious for choking just a little bit. So, bless up, maybe we'll get lucky, maybe I won't choke today.
I believe.
And when I get to the stag, we are going to close out the poll.
Alrighty. By the way, I want to see if chat believes. Press 1 if you believe. That's right. Quo's already on it.
Let's go, Quo. Does he believe? I need Quo's support.
There we go. Quo pressed 1. Ooh, Clocky with the 2. We got some haters in the chat.
I'll remember this. All right. What is Myla's fate?
Myla's fate is in fact save.
Oh, bless. You guys also saved my PB by doing that. I appreciate it.
Bless up. That's because we believe. We believe, Gaffey. We believe so hard that we haven't donated in an hour. All right, we're about to head into the final boss, aren't we?
We are. We've gotten all of our abilities. Now all that's left is to go take out the Hollow Knight.
Because we believe in this
Lore-wise-
PB. Oh, I'll let you finish. Go.
Oh, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, because we believe in the PB, hopefully we get some PB donations. You know, I think a PB deserves a dono. That's all I'm saying.
I'm partial to believing that.
Let's see if we can make it happen. Lore-wise.
Oh,
You were saying?
lore-wise, the Hollow Knight was created to hold the virus or infection, and he just kind of hasn't been doing a good job. So we're giving him an HR report.
There you go. Wasn't he created to be like the perfect vessel or something?
Yep, and as were we. I wish he would stop doing those.
They couldn't handle the high C or the ecto cooler.
This is some Tang, thank you. I'm gonna heal once for safety, because I don't want to die in a marathon. That would be embarrassing. And GG!
And time. All right.
Timer technically starts for me as soon as this fades to black, and I will tell you guys my final. $103.17 PB. Oh yeah, in a marathon.
Let's go. Submit the launch party
hi,
mod.
Mom. Hi, mods.
Let's go. Congratulations, Gaffey. Great work.
And this is not even the true ending of the game. I highly recommend if anybody hasn't checked out Hollow Knight. It's very cool. It goes on sale for like $5 all the time, so worth picking up. Or if you have Game Pass, you know it's on there. If you go to freetimesave.com, you will go directly to the speedrun.com page for Hollow Knight with so many resources. It's incredible. But I hope you all enjoyed it. I appreciate you all hanging out. And yeah, be sure to hang out for the rest of the marathon. Get some donos in if you got it.
That's right. Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break before our next run. We'll explain a few things there in the intermission, but don't go too far. We got more stuff coming up soon.
For the people, Shinji, come here. Dog. Now wake up. CJ demands it.
See, aren't you glad I told you not to go anywhere? We got dog cam.
You got any words of wisdom for him?
Borf.
Maybe not this time.
Not this time. All right. You still have a debt to pay. You better pet up.
For sure. Of course, for the people. Thank you again, Lexi and Bonk.
Thank you indeed. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? All right. Okay, folks. Thanks so much for watching, but we will be back in just a moment. Stay tuned.